Now the question is, if x is equal to u cos v, y is equal to u sin v, then prove that j dash is equal to 1. This is a very important property of Jacobian. J dash is equal to 1. J is the Jacobian of, suppose, xy with respect to uv, then j dash will be the Jacobian of just inverse Jacobian of uv with respect to xy. So we have given that x equal to u cos v and y is equal to u sin v. Then we have to prove that j dash is equal to 1. That is Jacobian of uv with respect to xy into Jacobian of xy with respect to uv, which is equal to 1. Let f1 is written as u cos v minus x, and similarly f2 is equal to u sin v minus y equal to 0. Now we know that Jacobian of uv with respect to xy, which is equal to minus 1 to the power 2, and in Jacobian of f1 f2 with respect to xy whole divided by Jacobian of f1 f2 with respect to uv. Now what is the Jacobian? Minus 1 to the power 2 is plus, so there is negative sign is removed, so this is positive value. And Jacobian of f1 f2 with respect to xy is del f1 del x is determinant of del f1 del x, del f1 del y, del f2 del x, del f2 del y. Similarly, the Jacobian of f1 f2 with respect to xy is del f1 del u, del f1 del v, del f2 del u, and del f2 del v. Now, what is del f1 del x? So derivative of partial derivative of minus x is minus 1. Del f1 del y, it is free from y, so its value is 0. Del f2 del x, free from x, so it's 0. Value of derivative of del f2 del x is 0. Del f2 del y, derivative of minus y is minus 1. So this is the Jacobian of the first part, or we can say the determinant of the first part. Now the what are the numerator? This is numerator, and let us calculate for the denominator also. So derivative of partial derivative of f1 with respect to u is nothing but cos v. Just look here, it is cos v. Jacobian of f1 with respect to v is minus u sin v, because derivative of cos v is minus sin v. Similarly, Jacobian of f2 with respect to u is sin v, and Jacobian of f2 with respect to v is derivative of sin v is cos v, so u cos v. Let us simplify it. Minus 1 into minus 1, which is 1, minus 0 into 0 is 0. And similarly, it is cos v into u cos v is u times of cos square v. Minus of minus will become plus. U we have taken already outside, sin square v. So we know that cos square v plus sin square v is equal to 1. So the answer is 1 upon u. Similarly, if we take the z dash is nothing but Jacobian of, this is z dash, Jacobian of xy with respect to uv, and it can be also written like that, minus 1 to the power 2 Jacobian of f1 f2 with respect to uv upon Jacobian of f1 f2 with respect to xy. And if we use the formula, determinant of del f1 del u, del f1 del v, del f2 del u, del f2 del v divided by determinant of del f1 del x, del f1 del y, del f2 del x, and del f2 del y. So now we have already calculated all these values in the previous example. So we have to just reverse the numerator and denominator, and we have the same answer or same type of answers, only the numerator is replaced by denominator. So it is u by 1. So therefore, what is the left hand side? Left hand side is j dash, this is j dash, which is equal to 1 upon u, j is 1 upon 2, and j dash is u upon 1. So this 2 will cancel and we have 1, which is right hand side. Hence, if x equal to u cos v and y equal to u sin v, then j dash is equal to 1. Hence proved. Thank you.